Add all the ratios. Then turn each part into a fraction of the total times total value.
Think in direct proportions. First ratio equals first value. Second ratio equals x.
Ashatma tutors, remember in the previous video, we told that if you're given the total of what to share, 30 kg in the ratio 1:2:3 by Saleh, Ada and Dami, you add up all of these and then you get the fractions. That's what we added up and we got the individual fractions and what multiplied by the total. But what if you're not given the total? So now this question says, Sandra shares sandwiches in the ratio of 1:3 for butter and bacon. If her mother bought 300 grams of butter, how much bacon will be needed to make the same quantity of sandwiches? So now let's analyze all these things. Now this is in the ratio 1:3. This is the ratio. And then for butter and bacon. Butter is 1, bacon is 3. They come respectively. And then the value for 1 is 300 grams. How do we know? The question says 300 grams for butter. So we'll look for that of bacon. Now this is different from the previous one. In the previous one, we're given a total ratio, the total of what to share, and then all the ratios, 1:2:3, and then we're asked to look for individuals. Now, in the second scenario, once you're not given the total, it's different. You're not going to add the ratios like that. Rather, you're going to do it in the form of proportion. So 1 equals to 300 grams. Therefore, 3 will be equals to what? Let's rearrange this. So this means that having arranged this, we're looking for the value of 1 and then we multiply by 3. Remember, you see the way I arranged them. The ratio are in the same position. Ratio 1:3, as you have here, 1:3. Then the grams, the value for the grams will all be at the same corner or at the same end, at the other side of the equation. Now, we'll do this all over this times this. By doing this over this, you're getting the value of 1 and then multiply by this. Having done this, you are 300 times 3 is going to give you 900 grams. So bacon is 900 grams.
Think in direct proportions. First ratio equals first value. Second ratio equals x.
This one says the ratio of length to breadth of a rectangle is 3:2. Find the breadth of a rectangle of length 24 centimeters. So rearrange it. This is what we get. Length 3 and 24 centimeter. Breadth 2, but we don't have it. So we're looking for the breadth. Remember, we don't have a total. So it's different from the other one. For you to do it in the other way, where you have to add the ratio, like we said earlier, it's when you're given the total. Just like this one, you remember this question where you're given the total of 30 kg to be divided by Saleh, Ada, and Dami in the ratio 1:3, where you had to add up all of the ratios, 1 + 2 + 3, and then you look for the fraction of individual times the total. In the other case here, we're not given the total. All we need to do is to rearrange 3 ratio 3 is to 24, which is the length. Then how do we get the breadth? Since 3 equals 24, 2 will now be equals to 24 all over 3 times 2. We have to do 24 all over 3 to get the value of 1. That's what happens in the case of direct proportion. You get the value of 1, and you can see that we arranged it in the sense that the same values, the same family, the ratio family are all together. Then the centimeter family will be put together like you found here. The ratio family here, and then the gram family here. In this case, the ratio family here, the centimeter family here. Now, we do 24 all over 3 times 2. In direct proportion, as one value increases, the other increases. If one value decreases, the other decreases. What do we mean? From ratio 3, it reduced to 2. So that means that from 24 centimeters, we're expecting a reduction. Since 3 reduced to 2, 24 must reduce to something. That's what happened in direct proportion. As this one reduces, the other one also reduces. But in inverse proportion, as this one reduces, the other one increases.
In inverse proportion, one increases, the other decreases.
But this is not inverse proportion, this is direct proportion. So we do 24 all of 3 times 2. Now we've done this, look at the similar or common factor between any numerator and any denominator. You have 24, you have 3, that means 3 and 24 has something in common. 3 can go in 3, here 1, 3 and 24, 8, because 3 times 8 is 24. You're left with 8 and 2. So 8 times 2 is 16. So the breadth equals to 16 centimeters. That's what you do.
Think in direct proportions. First ratio equals first value. Second ratio equals x.
This question says, Mr. Omolara brought 5 meters of clothes for 350 naira. How many meters of cloth will he buy with 1,050 naira? The question says 5 meters of cloth for 350 naira. How many meters of cloth or clothes will we get for 1,050 naira? But then we need to rearrange it. Remember, just as we said in the previous questions, the same values, we should collect them together. So 350 naira, 1,050 naira. So we swap it. So we bring 350 to this place and 5 meters to the other place. Here we go. This is what we get after rearranging. You can see that naira to naira, 350 naira for 5 meters, 1,050 naira for how many meters? It makes sense when you compare it with the other questions. Yes, you see the ratios at one side, ratio 1 and 3, ratio 1 and 3 at one side, and 1 equals to, then the grams at the other. We didn't swap it, the same thing. The ratio 3 is to 2, 3 is to 2, while the measurement 24 centimeters and 16 centimeters. That's why we're doing that of the clothes like that. So like we said, this is direct proportion, because from 350 naira, when it increases to 1,050 naira, equally the meters will increase from 5 meters to something else. It is going to increase in direct proportion. When this one side increases, you see, the other side too will increase. When one side decreases, the other side will decrease. But here it's increasing. Here, therefore, here has to increase. This is direct proportion. When we start doing inverse proportion, when one side increases, the other side drops. But that's not what we're doing now. Direct proportion we are doing. So we apply the principle. Let's see what is going to cancel through a numerator and a denominator. Numerator, denominator. This is 0 and 0. It cancels out. 0 cancels 0. What is similar between 35 and 105? 5 can go because they both end in 5. 5 in 35 is 7 because 5 times 7 is 35. 5 in 105 is 21 because 5 times 2 10. 5 times 1 5. You're still left with 7 and 21. 7 here 1. 7 in 21 is 3. So you're left with 5 and 3. Therefore 5 times 3 is 15. So therefore 1,050 naira is going to give us 15 meters. So there we go.
Think in direct proportions. First ratio equals first value. Second ratio equals x.